I see, the same A phase happen here, B phase happen here, although the size is, not the same, but the, same pattern, double top, push upside, create C, coming down, and I hit this point. I think that's the important thing. No matter how they make, because the speed is extremely slow, whatever they make, whatever they do, they did try to reach these points and they create this kind of triangle shape here, which what also they did here. And after that, they sharply drop from the E phase, I created, and then we had a 10% drop to the $29 or 20 something $8, right? Yeah, $28, close to that, right? Which is about here. Which means we next phase is this phase, which is a huge rip to the upside and then sharply drop, right? And then that's the next phase. And I think there's a reason why that they're trying to tank it down, because the next fractal is to a small rip, like Kevin says, right? Donald Trump Popcorn Day Rally Gen 19. Is there something like a Trump Popcorn Day? I didn't know that. Yeah, Trump, inauguration is Gen 20th. That's correct. So, yes, I do think that something is definitely like happening here. So yes, Gen 20 is the Donald Trump officially he's becoming the president. Inauguration day, and then Kevin mentioned that there's a Donald Trump Popcorn Day rally on Gen 19. So something between. So since you mentioned Popcorn Day, let me jump back to AMC here. So I just posted this today, just now, that about this one. A lot of people kind of curious about GameStop and AMC, right? So I did already walk you guys through this one, right? We're about to see this F phase, which I mean I try to, I'm a designer, art director, so I try to do my best to really use whatever I can to deliver what I see here, and I hope that really helps. I don't know if I try to help people understand what the next fractal is, even though it might be wrong, I might be wrong, but what if this is actually a pathway or fractals that the long forces and the RC or whoever's behind the RC is creating? What if this is certain points that they're kind of giving us? And those are the hints that we have to kind of find out. Maybe that, maybe that's the phase. So anyway, it makes sense. Like like Kevin says, inauguration is Gen 20, and RC loves Trump. I mean, he's also 17 team, right? So because we're about to see this type of a big pop here, that's the next fractals after this hitting this 1, 2, 3 CDE phase, which is happened here, touching this phase, this phase, this phase, sharp drop, and big push to the upside, just short-term rip. I do think that that's why they're creating this with a small volume to really short it down, try to suppress the price, and then they want to pop things up, right? So yes, I do think that by Wednesday we could see a pop, like a small pop, and then this will. But what we have to see after this is that we want to see what price will be the bottom after that, because what we have to know is that the bottom should be inclined, right? So from here we touch this about $28 level. Now the next level after this pop, maybe I think this pop could be like maybe amplified. I don't know how big that's gonna be, but I do think that it's possible we could go up to $40, right? So as you can see, there's like a sharp push and suddenly pull back, right? So something could happen somewhere here, but most likely we'll go up to a 37, something like that level, 38, 37. Entering the top of this channel box here, right? You see this channel box I drew. This will hit somewhere there, come back down. But what's important thing is what will be the price, right? So if this comes down to about $31 level, I think that will be really good, right? If it goes to below, maybe and they want to push back. So it really depends, right? But yes, I do think that there's a reason why they suppressed so much, pushed down the price a lot, because what's coming is a big, small pop here. And after that, this will, what we need to watch out is that the GameStop fractals will continuously moving up, but then slope of this, the stiffness of this level should be inclined like very sharply like this, not like in this channel box anymore. It has to create a different angle, which is about 45-degree here, right? As you can see here, right? So we are about to experience this here. What happened on August 21st before RC announced his first stake on August 31st. So due to the low liquidity environment, the algo is creating a very slow, algo is creating same patterns possibly, but in a very slow pace. So so that's pretty much it for GameStop. Move on to AMC. I've seen people that AMC is going down, like stuff like that. Some people say AMC is going to zero, and I mean, I think we have to think about that. AMC is like you guys all know that. I don't have to explain this one anymore. The market makers, the short hedges, they're using AMC as a collateral, right, to short other basket stocks. Surprisingly, they did share offering at this point, and this is the fractal that I have. I spent a lot of time. I mean, when you look at this image and you'd be like, oh yeah, whatever, but I spent a lot of time to actually match this one. I looked at I mean, some people might say like, yeah, where's you don't look at other indicators, you only look at fractals. No, that's not what I meant. I look at RSI, I look at other indicators such as MACDs, and because I cannot, I realize I cannot really okay, maybe let me put this way. If I share everything what I see and how I analyze, it's too much information for people who don't do TA, right? So it's much easier, I realize, for me to deliver what I want to say to people. I have to look at where maybe some people don't understand TA at all, right? And how do I deliver message to them? I think best way was the fractal. So that's why I use different indicators, but based on that indicators, I come to the conclusion where okay, this might be it, right? So I brought the fractals in, and then that's what this image is about, right? So it's not just me that just doing fractals only. I know there are people out there just doing fractals only, but I don't really just do fractals. I also look at RSI, MACD, everything. So yeah, I came into the conclusion where this is the fractal that AMC is running. I was expecting a little bit more drop, which will happen today, and then I do think that AMC hit here at $3.27. I did mention that there's a gap here at $3, so possibly it will by February 4th it will come down to fill the gap, and then this will move up and down, and then entering a gap up phase, which is about on that February 10th week, between February 10th, February 14th. So, but before that, I create a circle here where it's currently at. Same thing, by next Tuesday, Jan 21st, AMC will pop. Same thing that GameStop popped together. So, it's very interesting for me to see both of the GameStop AMC, because I know how things are so correlated, it's all kind of run together and kind of all combined together. I don't know how they do that, but I'm just normal guy, just looking at the chart, but it just, to me, that it seems like the market makers understand something is coming up here. Something's coming up here in February. Manhattan said you're saying AMC is squeezing in February. not the first week. I didn't say that here. February 1st is not a February 10th is not a first week, dude. Jesus. So like some people they just look at this in the wrong way. February 10th is a second week. Oh man. Anyway, so um yeah, so the reason I say that is because AMC is based on my calculation. When I look at what happened in May run pop, and then how they tank it down from that last year, since the whole like ape conversion happened, I came to the conclusion that AMC is about 10 times suppressed, which means that which is that you just have to add a 10 times than 2021, but you have to also bring that fractals in and try to, and also has to match with the current pattern and current size of the bars, and then you have to calculate that and then times 10. So if we see a GameStop, sorry, BBBY finally emerge from Chapter 11, which I do think that it's most likely because now Donald Trump finally becomes a president here in next week, inauguration day, and then after that, it makes sense that BBBY should be the first one that to be announced before AMC or GameStop, whatever big news they have here, right? BBY has been waiting for 2 years, right? And then they kept the NOL after 2 years. I mean, at least they have to spend 2 years to keep the maximum of NOL, and that they did that. Also, they have to restrict the stock trading. So that they went ahead and then paused the stock trading. They canceled shares. If not, they lose the NOL completely. So they did that. So everything was on the was done on purposely. So yeah, everything is done. 2 years passed, and now Donald Trump's got got back to the office officially. And then, as Carl Icahn said, Trump will boost the merger acquisition. So I do think that BBY will be the catalyst here in February. And then I have no idea. I'm not a market maker or insider. I have no idea that how much the explosion that both AMC and GameStop will get. I have no idea. But all I can say is that based on AMC Fractal, based on gaps they left, I think it's extremely planned out. And if this is correct, if the way they run this is correct, that means we're gonna see a giant green PP candle in a second week of February, not the first week. Okay. Some people just twist things and they just post whatever. But it's the second week of February, which is near OPEX, right? Also, May run also happened on OPEX week, right? So I think we gotta look into that. There's a reason why AMC is dropping also, because they're not only just tracking the fractals, but also that they want to kill the premium, right? So when I think about AMC premium, because I did call options on AMC, I did GameStop, I did AMC, okay. And I remember that I look at how much AMC I bought, right, as a call options in April, and then let me show you here. So I realized that the call option I bought was very cheap. It was very cheap. I think it was so I bought May 31st call options, and then and I bought June call options, right? And then yeah, this one up significantly a lot, right? 2,000, it even went up to almost 4,000%. This is the maximum amount, and the average price I had at the time was I bought out the money. The strike price I bought was $10 for June, also $5 for May 31st, this was the closest one, and then as you can see, there's not much difference actually. And the average price was I don't know why the June call option was so cheap, but I guess it was very out the money. Maybe that makes sense. So I do think that there's a reason why they're dropping the price. And then if I see this number again, I'm gonna buy AMC call options, okay? But that's just me, I'm not influencing anybody to buy AMC calls, but I'll be waiting until February 5th or 4th to see this thing. So I think first confirmation I think we need to see is by January 21st, because Jan 20 is the holiday, so stock market is not gonna open. So I need to see this thing, and after that AMC tank it down to fill this gap at $3 here, right, which is perfect spot here. This is a gap that was created from the May run, okay? So I think it was intentionally created to create this fractals here, right, which is exactly the same as exactly same as 2020. So yeah, I do want to see this confirmation by next Tuesday, and then tank it down, fill this gap, and that's when I will start to enter AMC call positions. I think, AMC calls has been, the premium was kind of high, so I wasn't really touching that for a while. But I think that chance is coming. It's been dropping quite a lot since yesterday. The premium, they're killing it right now. Yes, so it was like how much is it? Like 7 cents. So the May calls I bought, I think it was like 8 cents. It was something like that. Yeah, it was 8 cents. So it's not that far, right? It wasn't that far. So they're trying to dump it down. They're trying to tank it down, kill the premium as much as they can. I think February 21st is too dangerous. February 28th. Okay, this is good. So the second option chain I had was June calls, and then I bought it at 80 cents, and this is like 12 cents. So if I see something like that, so 13 cents, something very close for Feb 28, but March might be better, right? So March has a 10 calls and 12 cents. So yeah, I want to see this thing. I think they want to kill this premium as much as they can, I think. So if they push this thing up, do the small mini pop as a fake out, push thing back down to fill that gap, imagine how much premium they can kill, right? And then they're gonna try to shake off all the people, scare them out, and boom, February, around the second week of February, or around between February 10th or 14th, depending on the speed also. But when I see this bottom out to fill this gap at $2.96, close to $3, let's call it $3, and then start to pushing upside, move ups and down twice, 1, 2, and then boom, gap up, right? So this gap up phase is small, but you have to add 10 times, right? So if you add 10 times from here, that's about 35%. If you add 10 times, that will be 350%. So there's a gap here that they intentionally created, and then if you add 10 times, that will be something about 14, 15, something around here. And there's a gap here at $10, 13. I don't know if they're gonna reach to this point. To be honest, I have no idea. It really depends, right? If the market maker, the short seller, they abuse the AMC, they use AMC to short the the BBBY, that means, so that's the thing. Like, I have no idea, but we have to see it, right? We have to see if BBBY, finally, emerge from Chapter 11, and we need to see what's the reaction from here, right? If the reaction is bigger than this one, that means they've been using AMC, right? They've been abusing AMC to short not only GameStop, not only just basket stock, but they also abusing AMC to short Bed Bath Beyond, right? So I do think that by a second week of February, when announcement kicks in, then we could experience something that nobody can expect, right? But I'm expecting something. So we'll see. And by the time when these fractals had entered into first 2021 Gen squeeze, which I do think that it's around end of May, also depending on the speed of algo here. So I cannot say right now that the Gen 21 cycle will kick in by end of May, right? But for now, I can say that because of this current speed, but they can, as I want to mention that they can always manipulate the speed of algo. So they can push this thing to June, they can push things into July. So I cannot guarantee. Like I know people mention like, okay, when the Gen squeeze gonna come? When will be the fractal? And then for now, I can tell you that based on speed that I'm tracking, it's possible that AMC Gen's type of squeeze could enter on end of May. But as I mentioned, they can always manipulate the speed, so they can they can do this, they can dragging things out, and I cannot predict that, right? So I'll be happy. But I think we don't have to really rush to buy this calls here, because they're gonna push things up, and they're gonna tank it down. And I wanna mention that there will be a potential share offering. The reason I say that is because in November and December, AMC did a dilution, and I think it was this fractals and this fractals, or this fractals. So I think there's gonna be at least two share offering or dilution from AMC in March, and they're gonna tank it down again. And and then we don't know which we gotta look at the gap, but I do think that they're gonna leave a gap here, so which means that they're gonna about tank it down here. So if they gap up here, that means they're gonna come down to fill this gap and then run this thing. So they might come down to $3.20 again, So we just gotta look out for that, right? Because they also did a gap up here and did this squeeze here, and they're now coming down to fill that gap. They're gonna do another gap up by a second week of February, and they're gonna use that gap to come down to fill that gap after potential share offering in March. And then after that, I think that will be also good buying chance, right, for as option traders. So they're gonna kill the premium, as you know, and then they're gonna run it, right? So let's watch out for that. So I do think that this will be a giant one, potentially pushing up to $40 or even higher. So we'll see. But for now, let's just focus on this one. So that's all I can say. That AMC is currently tracking 2020 October, and then it will run together with GameStop. It will gap up same as a GameStop, same fractal. I don't know how they created, but it seems that everything seems very planned out. Some people mentioned that maybe RC is working with the government, such as DOJ, or I don't know, just in the government itself. I have no idea. I'm not insider. I have no clue, but I don't know. There's maybe possibility, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So hope that helps. And Series start to moving. It doesn't go up aggressively, but it start to moving up. So they're bottoming out. Next fractal is something we're gonna see this one, but I don't know how fast they're gonna run this thing to create this one. That's something that we want to watch out for. The Nvidia continues to dropping, as well as the Tesla. So yeah, it's all kind of same thing over and over again. Bitcoin is kind of doing its thing, but I don't know. I don't see Bitcoin is heading into like a big run here. I do think that there mostly likely there will be a crash. I might be wrong, but that's something that I've been tracking. You might see something like that, maybe next week or this week. I don't know. But the earning is coming up tomorrow. There's a big bank earning or something. Let's check this guys out. Yeah, finance loss set earning session is coming tomorrow. So when is it? 14-15. So there's a bank, Citibanks, Wells Fargo, all those BlackRock, all those guys, Goldman Sachs, and their earnings is coming up, right? So something's gonna come up here. Something's gonna affect the market tomorrow for sure. So we'll see. We'll see how maybe this is a before heading into the bank earning. Is this like maybe a pump and dump? We'll see tomorrow. But I did track all the RSI, MACD, all that stuff. But yeah, I personally think that Bitcoin will drop. We'll see. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope this helps, and then I'll see you guys in next updates. Thank you.